heart. Letting everything go, finding within our heart a point of equilibrium. And expanding our mind, touching into this silent spaciousness of the mental plane. Standing as a soul. And let us now meet as a group of souls, of silent watchers. Taking a moment to feel the love and appreciation for each other on this call, in this group, doing this work for so long already, week after week. And now visualizing ourselves standing in a circle of care, a witnessing circle around the area of war in the Middle East. And invite into our consciousness, into our circle, the many people from all over the world joining this circle. And getting a sense of us holding together a heart space. Just taking a moment to just hold this heart space. And realizing our international group around this Middle East tension point, joining also our minds, creating a telepathic field with a one-pointed focus, the will to peace. We are holding this will to peace. And now let us open our awareness to the higher forces which stand behind us, forming a second circle around us. Opening our senses to feel their focused love, letting it stabilize us. Feel their will to love, especially in our heart area. And now, as impartial observers, let us focus in on the region. And starting with the area of Israel. Get a sense of the physical location and boundaries. And also the psychic space, the emotional and mental sphere of Israel. Just observing, just witnessing. And now focusing in on the West Bank. Remembering the location and sensing into the psychic atmosphere. Now we turn our eyes to the Gaza Strip. The physical, emotional, mental levels of the Gaza Strip. Continuing to breathe, remaining in our alignment as we just observe, just witness. Especially focusing in now on the border area between Gaza and Egypt. The southern border of Gaza. And extending into Egypt. Sensing Egypt's presence and role in what is going on, its challenge. And now Jordan to the east. Just getting a sense of this consciousness and its role in this conflict. And further to Syria, north of Jordan, and Lebanon to the north. Just for a moment, seeing this conflict as part of the wider Middle East region as a whole. Touching back now for a moment with our higher co-workers standing behind us in a protective circle. And realigning with the stream of the will to love coming from them. Feeling it entering our heart now, between the shoulder blades. At this point where love and will unite. And standing consciously between our higher co-workers and the people in this area, the area of war. Let us firmly recognize that we are all souls, all sisters and brothers in the one human family. And holding this consciousness, let us as a group invoke this consciousness, the soul consciousness of all participants of this war. Let us trace a line for them, a line of consciousness from their present state to the soul consciousness. Let us see all inhabitants move through the suffering towards soul awareness. And let us accompany this process with our love. Let pain bring due reward of light and love. And let us now focus on the shaft of pure golden white soul light streaming from our higher co-workers through us, pouring through each of our hearts and out onto the area. Let our combined soul light flood the whole area. Let us see clarifying, strengthening light surrounding the thinkers on both sides and in other nations who work behind the scenes for a solution which takes into account the highest good of all involved. See the peace workers of the new era being aligned with their souls, with their higher guidance, being held in a protective space. Visualize them evolving new ways towards resolution, ways that are firmly based on our common humanness. And while the outer happenings continue as they must, let us visualize these new thought forms slowly taking shape, gaining substance. And we affirm them. And see the mental space in which this happens, slowly becoming lighter, more penetrable to the soul energy. And let us visualize this soul light flowing through the mental plane into the emotional sphere, having a soothing and reordering effect, gently all-pervading soul energy flowing into the emotional sphere. And down into the earth. Visualize the light penetrating into these earth strata underneath the area, getting in touch with these old ancient patterns and continuously dissolving them, loosening them, and see this purifying energy continuing to flow through, and see it support the many small local initiatives on both sides, which are being born out of the pain, out of the necessity, out of this slowly gathering will for another way. Visualize seeds of a higher order slowly appearing in the region out of all these everyday small sparks of light. And see a higher order based on right relations taking shape in the entire Middle East, bit by bit. Let us continue to hold space for this possibility. And let the soul light go out now as a blessing throughout the world. And as we sound the great invocation now in Hebrew and in Arabic, let us radiate the possibility of a new day into the consciousness of the people in the Middle East.
נקודת האור אשר בדעת אל, זרום האור אל דעת האדם, ירד האור על פני האדמה. מנקודת האהבה אשר בלב האל, זרום האהבה אל לבבות אנוש. שוב מורה עולם על פני האדמה. המרכז שבו נודע רצון האל, הופך תכלית את רצונות אדם. את אותם מורי האנושות יודעים, משרתים. המרכז אשר נקרא המין האנושי, שם תוכנית האהבה והאור, ייחתם הפתח אל הרע. יהי רצון, יחדשו אור, אהבה ועוצמה, את התוכנית על פני האדמה. אמן.
Let us just hold the Arabic great invocation in silence. Oh.